right, it is 11 a.m. We're going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Southeastern Wisconsin Virtual Youth Services Performers Showcase. The showcase is sponsored by the SEWI Library Systems, which includes Arrowhead Library System, Bridges Library System, Kenosha County Library System, Lake Shores Library System, Milwaukee County Federated Library System, and Monarch Library Systems. My name is Caitlin Schaefer. I am the Youth Services Librarian at the Oconomowoc Public Library, and I will be your MC for this session. All attendees will be muted, all webcams turned off, and chat is disabled, so you can kind of relax and view the demonstrations without interruptions. If you have any problems or questions, please submit those in the Q&A box down there at the bottom of your screen. That's in the lower portion of your screen if you're using a computer, or upper portion if you're using a mobile device such as a phone or a tablet. All sessions will be recorded and made available on YouTube for a limited time. You will find the YouTube link in your program booklet. For your convenience, in the chat box, we will post a link to a view-only copy of the program booklet. Please note, the viewable copy is only available during these performer showcase sessions. The recordings will only be available from November 22nd, 2020 until June 1st, 2021. And the link, as mentioned, is listed in the booklet. So our three performers for this hour are pretty awesome and very creative. We have Mark Hayward, Dangogh Music and Art, and Smarty Pants Big Balloon Show. Each performer will have up to 10 minutes to provide a sample performance and then up to 5 minutes to answer your questions. You can submit your questions by typing them into the Q&A box, and we will take care of reading them to the performer for you. So let's begin our showcase session. Our first performer is Mark Hayward. Mark does a combination of comedy and yo-yo tricks that is fun and enjoyable for all ages. If you are following along in your booklet, Mark's information is on page 28. Take it away, Mark.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mark Hayward, world yo-yo champion. It's true, my mom is proud. So I'm going to show you some yo-yo tricks and some other stuff. I have a wide variety of skills, and I'm going to start off with possibly everyone's favorite trick. So possibly the favorite is good old walk the dog. And walk the dog is related to another trick. You can do this at home with your own yo-yo. You just unwind it, you set it down on the ground, you drag it, and you've got walk the slug. Yeah, it's not too tough. And another famous classic trick that you might recognize is rock the baby. Isn't that cute? And rock the baby leads to another trick as well. We go from there into, hold on. From there, we go into the spider's web. And then to bring those two tricks together, I've got this one, rock the spider baby. Isn't that cute? But there are three famous classic yo-yo tricks, and the third one is around the world. But check this out. Around the world twice. And I don't know if anyone has heard of Roswell, New Mexico, but this is my Roswell trick. It's called the flying saucer. You want to see it again? And how many people here are from Wisconsin? Anybody? Yeah, everybody? Okay. So I've got a Wisconsin yo-yo trick. It snows, it gets cold, people like to ski. And one of the things that you need before you ski is a ski lift. And perhaps the toughest yo-yo trick of all is this one. It's called shoot the moon, but it's also known as the nose breaker. But the thing is that yo-yoing doesn't really get tough until you start doing it with two. Two yo-yos, one in each hand, both at the same time. And to get going with two, I'm going to start with a big trick, the two-handed throwdown. Yeah, I know, you're excited even through the Zoom waves. I can tell you're excited, but check this out. There are all kinds of different tricks you can do. And the first one I want to show you is one that I call two-hand yo-yo trick number one. Here we go, number one. I don't know how it looks from out there, but from my angle, it looks pretty sweet. Moving right along to two-hand yo-yo trick number two. Here we go. And you may have noticed there was a yo-yo error. Kids, adults, everybody, sometimes even professionals make mistakes. That doesn't matter if you make a mistake. What matters is what you do about it. So I'm going to try again. Here we go. And one of the coolest two-hand yo-yo tricks is one that's known officially in all of the yo-yo trick books as 7 years with no social life. Yes, clearly worth every minute. But there are all kinds of all different kinds of yo-yoing. And now I want to show you the yo-yo of the future. You can tell it's from the future because it's so sparkly. It's machined aluminum. It was made by robots, so that's the future. And the cool thing about this yo-yo is it'll spin for a long time, and that makes new tricks possible that couldn't be done before, like these. And one of my absolute favorite yo-yo trick. It's another picture trick. See if you can tell who it is. Luke, I'm your father. Give in to the dark side of the Force and clean your room. Yeah, it's Darth Vader, exactly. And as long as we're at it, another Star Wars trick, just as evil, but a lot bigger, the Imperial Star Destroyer. In addition to yo-yo stuff, I've got some other props that I really like. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with this. This is a spin top. And tops are pretty cool. They're toys that probably everyone's grandparents played with when they were kids. And the way you do it is you wind the string around it just right. Then once it's all wound up, you throw it through the air and it spins. For the average Joe, the first step is to spin the top on the ground, but I am a trained professional, so I like to start things off with a bang. That was the bang. But once you got the top going, you can do stuff with it. You can throw it and catch it. You can bounce it off your knee. You can bounce it off your foot. Or if you prefer, you can just strike a pose. Thank you. I can feel your applause. Thanks. 2 separate times, I've had the good fortune to come in 3rd place in the World Top Spinning Championship. Yes, it's true. There is such a thing. And I'd like to show you a few of the tricks from that contest. This first one is affectionately known as the corkscrew. And this next trick is so cool, they can't decide on the name. I like to think of it as 7 years with no social life. Sometimes it appears as though a spinning top breaks the laws of physics. Let me show you what I mean. Look, a top. I'm pointing right at it. Hi, how you doing? Well, as if that weren't exciting enough, to make things even more exciting and to make it easier for everyone to see, I'm not going to show you anything else with the orange and white top. Instead, I'd like to show you the big red top. Look how big it is. You can see it's way bigger than the orange and white one. Or is the orange and white one way bigger? Hard to know. No, you could totally know. There is like that. So the string for this guy is 9 feet long. That's 3 feet longer than I am tall. And you know what they say? Big string, big top. So I'm going to do this as part of a combination trick. I'm doing a whole bunch of things at the same time. So in my left hand, I will be doing loop-the-loop with a yo-yo. In my right hand, I'll be juggling 2 juggling balls. On my head, I will throw and spin the gigantic top on top of this safety helmet, also known as my top hat. In addition, I will be using my foot to pump this foot pump with a squeaky balloon, and to add some danger, this razor sharp party blower. All right, here we go. And when I finish everything, I'd like you to say in unison, as if I could hear you, wow, he's really good. Here we go. All right, top on my head, yo-yo on my finger. Here we go. Wow, he's really good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mark. That was great. I tried to make up for all those voices there just by saying, wow, he's really good, as loud as I could.
I appreciate it.
All right, everyone. If you have any questions for Mark, go ahead and put them in your Q&A and I will read them to him so he can answer. But first, I wanted to start with one question for you, Mark. Would you be open to libraries, if they're like in the same or neighboring systems, collaborating with other libraries to book virtual or in-person performances?
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite things about libraries. You guys talk, you communicate so well. So I love the collaboration and figuring out something we can do together.
Awesome. Here's a question from Bethany. For your Zoom shows, do you prefer, I'm going to assume attendees here, do you prefer that your attendees have the sound off during your performance or on?
You know, it's such a tough one. I like the feedback, but the reality is people forget their mics are on and somebody drops a donut on the keyboard. So yeah, audio, it's better to have the audio off. I love it if I can see people. Obviously I can't see the whole audience, but I love it if I can see some people so that I can interact. And I have some guessing game stuff that I can do where, you know, someone can raise their hand and they can say the answer. And even if I can't hear them, I can usually read their lips. And so that's a fun way to interact.
Awesome. All right. Awesome. Bethany says, thank you for that. See if we've got some other questions. Anyone else have any questions? We still got a couple minutes here.
Sometimes people want to know how many yo-yos I have. I carry with me 10 yo-yos. I use 5 in the show and 5 are spares. But at home, I have about 800 yo-yos. And I figure that amongst normal people, about 1 in 100 has a yo-yo. And that makes me the equivalent of 80,000 normal people.
Well done. I know another question that's been popping up quite a bit in other showcases for other performers is if there's a difference in your fee for doing virtual versus in-person performances.
It's, you know, it's all negotiable. The honest answer, which honestly you won't hear very often, is I would prefer to get my full fee because this is my job and how I make a living. But the reality is I also need to work. So if your budget can't accommodate my whole fee, or if there's some other reasons, yeah, let's talk about it. But I would prefer to get my full fee.
Thank you for your honesty. That's fair. All right. Okay. Well, I think I'm not seeing any more questions pop up for you as of right now. Let's just do a little bit of a fun question. How did you get into being a yo-yo comedian real quick?
It all goes to my stepmother. She's a genius gift giver, and she gave me a yo-yo in my stocking for Christmas in high school. And a friend got a how to juggle book. We started a juggling and other stuff club right away. And two of the guys in the club decided they're going to be full-time performers from the first day. So we started working on a show right away. And here I am after a long, slow decline into the gutter.
Very nice. Well, thank you so, so much, Mark. We appreciate it so much having you here and showing us all what you can do. All right. I think it's time for us to move on to our next performance.
Thanks, everybody.
See you later, Mark. All right. So now on to our next performer. And our next performer for this hour is the Magic and Art Show by Dangogh. So Dangogh provides a fun and interactive art-themed comedy and magic show that uses a variety of arts to entertain all ages. Dangogh encourages audiences to be creative and really emphasizes reading as the source of all creativity, which I'm sure as librarians, we can all appreciate. If you are following along in your booklet, Dangogh's information is on page 13. So without further ado, take it away, Dangogh.
Hey, am I there? Can you hear me? Are we on?
We're good.
We're good. All right, fantastic. Well, thank you everyone for coming today. My name is Dangogh and I do show people how to be creative. I use my years of experience as an artist to show people how to be creative. And one of the ways to be creative is to take two ideas and make them one. So I took my idea of art and I combined it with my idea of magic. And what you do is you put it in your mind, use your imagination, you hear it in there, and you see what you can create, something brand new. The Magic and Art by Dangogh. So I have several offerings. I have a new show that I'm very excited about. It's called Digging Deep into Your Imagination. Now, most of my shows are pre-recorded. I can do virtual live as well, and live is great too. But I'm going to show you a clip of my pre-recorded show in just a moment, Digging Deep into Your Imagination. This show is all about writing. So in a fun way, I show you the 3 C's, creativity, construction, and creativity. Where to go now? Well, I'll come up with it later. But I'm going to show you a clip from my pre-recorded show. Enjoy.
So this tip is really going to help you when creating stories. You're going to be out after you've read your stories and you've read your books and you're playing, and different ideas are going to come to you. And you're going to think to yourself, wow, that's a good idea. I'll have to do something about that. And then later, you're going to go back to your studio and you're going to take out a clean sheet of paper and the ideas are gone. Ideas have a way of escaping. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to grab yourself a notebook. You're going to write on it, my ideas. And then you can decorate it any way you want. And then later, if you're lucky, the ideas will come back. This time, when they come back, you capture them. You put them in the book. And then later, when you have a chance to sit down at your studio with all your crayons and all your paints, you get your idea book out and you can create some fresh new artwork, all because you captured your ideas in a book. My ideas, make sure you have a book like this and take it with you wherever you go.
So there's a little clip from my pre-recorded show, Digging Deep into Your Imagination. And of course, the third C is characters. You can't write a story without characters. I also have some drawing workshops that go along with the show, and I'll talk a little more about that in a moment. I also have to tell you about my classic Magic and Art show. This is where I first got my start, and it's become very popular among libraries because one of the reasons is I really do promote reading in my show. I do believe literally that in order to create, you have to start with something. Creativity comes from oftentimes reading. And my parents took me to the library and my brothers and sisters every 2 weeks. And that's where I learned a lot about magic and art. And I bring books like this to my show to encourage kids to grow their creativity. This book is lookalikes. There's many in this series, but they use all kinds of fun, random objects and show you how to make sculptures. This one's from scenes from around the world, but there's all kinds of things you can do when you take objects and put them together. So that's the Magic and Art show. And I'm going to show you a clip from that. And here we go.
Okay, boys and girls, it's time to learn about these. Who knows what these are? That's right, juggling balls. No, not juggling balls. These are the primary colors. You have to watch out for yellow, though, because yellow can be a little bit, get back down here. Yellow can be just a little bit, get back down here, yellow. Yellow can be a little tricky. Now, I have the primary colors, which is red, yellow, and blue. Blue, get back here. You can mix the primary colors to get all the other colors in the world. Ooh, that was scary. You can also mix red and yellow to get the color orange. That's right. How about yellow and blue? What color? Green. Very good. And red and blue makes the color purple. Good. Now, the most important thing that you keep in mind is that none of the colors hit you on the head. Let's try that again. The most important thing is that none of the colors hit you on the head. Well, enough of these. We're going to try having some more fun with colors. Now, a lot of people mix colors together, but this is a magic show. We are going to unmix colors.
All right, so a little clip from the Magic and Art show teaches the basics of art in a very fun way, and of course, using magic and really emphasizing creativity. I find that many kids can be creative as long as they're encouraged and shown some basics to creativity. Well, my third offering is my workshops. Now, this is actually how I got started with libraries. I was asked to do a workshop, and it's turned into a show, but I also offer workshops, and I do that. I can do that through Zoom or, again, pre-recorded has become very popular for me. So I have pre-recorded shows, and I make them generally for the library. So I'm going to show you a clip from that.
That gives it a little bit of a highlight on the eyes, which is really helpful when drawing characters. It just really helps them to pop a little bit. And we'll put a highlight on the nose as well. An oval, and then we can shade in the rest. And we'll put a line going down from the nose and a number 3 on its back. And we've got a bear. We could add a few more details, maybe some lines.
All right, so just a little sample. And so now I want to talk about what I've done in this season. I've created a package. So you have the option of picking one of my shows. I do have maybe 3 shows that I'm offering right now, but the Digging Deep and the Magic and Art are all set and ready to go. And I also have about an hour's worth of drawing tutorials that come with that show. So for the digging deep, it's about writing, and I have 3 20-minute workshops pre-recorded about creating characters, creating a specific character for your story. And then for the Magic and Art Show, I have some workshops that teach about color, and there's a little bit of painting as well. And so with that, that's not all. I also have some fun activity sheets, and you can't get these anywhere else. I've designed them, and they also come with the package. So for the cost of my normal show, you get the pre-recorded show, you get the drawing workshops, and you get these fun activity sheets that you're able to send out to your patrons. And so they get the whole experience. And that's really going to wrap up my time. Caitlin, if you would come back on, there is one more thing that I wanted to bring up, and it's maybe I noticed something behind your ear. If you don't mind, I know it's a little personal, but I did notice that back there. So yeah, the magic, it just continues, and creativity, it comes from one idea, and that's all you need. And you get all kinds of ideas from that one. All right. Thank you.
Don't know how you saw that. I tried so hard to hide it.
Magic guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dan. That was fantastic. And thank you so much for all the information too about that package deal. That's wonderful to know. I'm going to start our Q&A session off with the same question I've been asking some other performers. And
Sure.
that is, if you are willing to, if there are multiple libraries who want to collaborate to bring in your show, if that is something you are kind of willing to work with to do kind of a multi-library collaboration.
I mean, how could I say no? Yes, it would be great, and I would love to do that. I can normally cut the price down, to give a little discount, and that way everybody wins. So yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. We did have another question from Alicia. We did say in your info in our booklet, it says that you will travel 130 miles, but it doesn't really say from where. So
okay.
Kind of know what your range up here into Wisconsin might be.
Absolutely. I'm in Plainfield, Illinois. So I would imagine that would cover most of Wisconsin, but reach out to me. I'll be happy to figure that out.
Awesome. Thank you. And then another question from Bethany. How long are libraries allowed to feature the pre-recorded shows on their website or social media?
Until further notice, I have been pretty generous with that. I started with 2 weeks, and then I had some requests for longer. And to be quite honest with you, I've already done the work. I have no reason to pull it right away. So I know there's different thoughts on that, but personally, I've been doing, like, for the summer, I pretty much gave them the summer. So bottom line is I'm flexible. Whatever, I'm able to work with you however you need.
Wonderful. Thank you. I actually had a question for your drawing workshops.
Yes.
Oh, very nice. For your drawing workshops, are you ever flexible or are able to do those for, like, possibly teens or adults?
Absolutely.
As well?
Yeah, I have several that I do for teens. And I can tell you, I have one on designing your own game board, which is popular with teens. I have several on manga, how to draw manga characters. That's popular. Sometimes superheroes, popular with the kids, but for the teens as well. So if you go to my website, I have about 30 workshops that I offer, and just about any of those can be translated for teens. I leave the puppets out, I leave, whatever. But I've worked with students in the past, so I'm fairly comfortable with working with teens. So yeah, any kind of workshop you'd want, I would be able to do that.
Excellent. Thank you. Are there any final questions for Dan? I have to say, I think it's really cool what you do. I'm trying to think if I've ever really,
Thank you.
if I've ever really had a performance exactly like that recently at my library. So pretty awesome. Okay. All right. Well, Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dan. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. So we're going to move on to our third and our final performer for this session. And it is Smarty Pants and the Big Balloon Show. So the Big Balloon Show has been performing in libraries since 2006 with a theatrical show that features magic, comedy, and audience participation. Each show is designed to get kids excited about reading and look at the library as a fun, welcoming place to visit. And if you are following along in your booklet, the Big Balloon Show is on page 38. Okay, Smarty Pants, you are on.
Oh, hello everyone. Nice to see you. My name's Smarty Pants, and I'm so sorry. I know that we're having this showcase this morning, and I just couldn't give up a chance to get out on my boat on Lake Michigan today. But don't worry, I see you guys over at the showcase, and I'm on my way. This is a very fast boat, so just hang in there, and here I come. Here I come. Ooh, it's just gotta get through this. Oh, wait a second. It's Nemo. Nemo's been looking for his dad for about 14 years. Nemo, I'd love to chat, but I gotta get to the showcase. I'll catch you later. All right, I think I see you guys coming in. Here we go. Oh, wait a second. It's an officially licensed copyright character. I can't tell you who he is, but let me give you a hint. He lives in a pineapple under the sea. Copyrighted character. We don't want to break copyrighted law. You guys libraries know that. All right, here we go. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna come on in. Oh, I think I see some of you guys out there in the showcase. Wait. Oh, an eyeball. Talk about seafood. Wah, wah. Yeah, I said seafood. What can I say? I'm here for the balloons, not for the jokes. Well, a shark! A shark! Wait a second. He's just a little shark. Maybe an adolescent shark. Maybe a teen shark. Maybe a baby shark. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Yeah. Wait a second. It's a white whale. Imagine a white whale at a library showcase. Imagine that. All right, I think I'm coming in. Here we go. Thank you so much for your patience. Whew, here we go. These boats are a little slower than I thought. Squid! A squid! A squid! A squid! Shout out to y'all calamari fans out there. All right, looks like I'm coming in now. Here we go. I think my boat is coming on in. Here we go. And here we go. Hi everybody, nice to see you all. My name is indeed Smarty Pants, and I've been presenting the Big Balloon Show in libraries since 2006. And I'm presenting my virtual show here in this box since August. But I've been working very, very hard to develop a virtual show that works great using the Zoom platform and taking advantage of the unique qualities of Zoom, like you just saw on that boat. The Big Balloon Show features magic, comedy, and lots of participation with the kids, and of course, balloons. You guys want to see some balloons today? Say yeah! Can't hear you. You guys want to see some more balloons today? Say yeah! I still can't hear you. Do you guys want to see some more balloons today? Say yeah! Oh, wait a second. Your mics are off. I'll just assume you said yes. I've got some balloons right over here. Like I said, I've been doing balloons for about 14 years. There's tons of balloons in here. So let's count to 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and some Halloween candy I've been hiding from my daughter. Admit it, we're all been doing it. All right, let's get rid of this candy here. We need some balloons. I promise I won't eat the candy later. Wink, wink. All right, here we go. Let's go with some balloons. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and nice. There's some balloons right over here. Now, I do use balloons to teach kids how to get excited about reading. So I'm going to grab my pump over here, and I'm going to use my pump to blow up all the balloons you see today. I don't blow them up with my lungs. Germs. But I do use this pump to blow up all the balloons. Now, one thing I found about balloons that's very similar to books is balloons can be anything you want. All you need is your imagination. It's kind of the same about books, right? All you need is a book, and your imagination can really run wild. All right, well, I've got my first balloon coming up here. I promise I haven't been looking at it. I've been practicing without looking at the balloon. I've been practicing since March, and here we go, an amazing, I don't know. Who said a cherry mustache? A comedian out there. But I found that it's not a nice thing to give up if things don't go well. Luckily, I've got lots of balloons. It's like balloon twisting in 3D. Takes a twist just like this, one twist like this, and sometimes I find that things don't really appear until you put them together. You know, you don't see the whole picture until you put the pieces together. And now we have, of course, a mustache on a stick. Hilarious. Well, some of you might know that if things don't go well, you don't give up, you keep smiling. And let me tell you, in the balloon business, things don't always go well. Luckily, I've got one more balloon to add to the mix. And I can't cross my fingers, they're busy. I'm crossing my toes, and you'll just have to trust me on that one. Here we go, we take our noodle. We take our cherry mustache, and we put it all together. And we have the latest and greatest friend of my show, Bob. Everyone say hi, Bob. Bob, take a bow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, Bob is, I did say that there was magic in the show, and I don't do the magic. That's Bob's job. So, of course, to do some magic, we need a magic wand, of course. And we're going to take this, wait a second. Take a look at this. Something seems a little bit odd about this magic wand. It has a very long, very sharp, and very pointy pin. Don't put your face too close to the screen. That gets dangerous. All right, here we go. We are going to take this pin. We're going to place it through Bob's ear, through his brain, and out the other side. Here we go. Ready? Count with me at home. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Talk about losing your head. But don't worry. Every magician has a plan B. And not to worry. Our plan B is, of course, zombie style. Ugh, disgusting. But if you're a fan of those Plants vs. Zombies books, he's definitely not a plant. He's definitely a zombie. All right, let's try this again. Ready? 1, 2. Can the zombie die twice? I'm not sure. All right, I got one more idea. Like I said, never give up. Right over here. The trick to this is you have to think clearly, of course. Yes, I know. Stick to the balloons, not the joke, Smarty Pants. Stick to the balloons. All right, let's think. Let's try to think clearly over this. We have our very pointy pin. We have our balloon. And we place our needle through his ear, through his brain, and out the other side. Let's give a big round of applause for Bob, or like I like to call him at the end of the show, Shish Kebab. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, thanks for coming on to the show. Now, here's the best part of the show, is that you guys get to make a balloon yourself right at your house. In fact, if you're hosting my Zoom show, I recommend that you let the kids know to have balloons ready. Or, if they don't have balloons at home, I will actually send you about a few hundred of these balloons, and you can hand them out if you still have kids coming in to the show. Inside this, I have regular old balloons. Here we go. I have one just like this. And I'm going to grab my pump. And the kids can really make a super fun balloon toy at home using just regular balloons. Now this one is a duck. Why is it a duck? True story. About 6 months ago, a company emailed me. They said, Smarty Pants, we know you love balloons. We'd love to send you samples of our balloons and see what you think. How could I say no? So about a month ago, I got a box in the mail, and inside, 4,000 duck balloons. So if you see a lot of ducks in my show, what can I say? I got 397,000 left. All right, here we go. We're gonna put our ducks together. We have our ducks. Here we go. Now during the actual show, I put this together a little bit faster, but we put it together like this. We put it together like this. We put it together like this. Whew, I lost some. We put them together like this. Now, of course, during the actual show, I do go a little bit slower, but I just saw I have a 2-minute warning, so we gotta speed this up. One more like this. And using just regular balloons, you can build a toy that looks just like this. It's really fun for the kids to play after the show, and it really shows them that you can make balloons at home using just regular balloons that they already have. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the end of my show, and here's the deal. For this summer, we're going with tails and tails. So what do I like to make? Well, one of my favorite balloons to make is the dog. And I've got a dog right here. Fits well with the tails and tails. So let's see what we got. We have our bone for a dog. We have our leash. We have our eyeball. If your dog is playing with an eyeball, see your vet. And last but not least, we have the world's smallest dog. Looks a lot like a worm, huh? Sorry about that. It's been a rough couple of months. I actually forgot to blow this up. Do you guys see a dog in there? No, this must be the dog. All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And here we have the world's smallest dog. Wait, what's that? You guys want to see a more realistic dog? Well, I do brag. I like to make very realistic dogs. So I've got some balloons right over here. They fell on the floor, but you can't see it. Here we go. A very realistic dog. We've got black. We've got red. We've got brown. And I show you a very realistic dog. Not buying it, are you? All right, here we go. A few more twists. One like this. One like this. A very realistic dog. Still not buying it. Tough crowd. All right, we have a few more twists like this. A few more twists like this, and we have our very realistic dog. What's that? Not realistic enough for you? You people have very high standards. All right, to end my show, I'm going to do my best to make the most of the Zoom platform. I'm going to make the most realistic dog I know how to make. Here we go. We give a little twist like this. We give a little twist like this. We give a little twist like this, and we have our very realistic dog. Everyone say hello and goodbye. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, fellow librarians. Thank you for watching my show, and I hope to see you on Zoom. Goodbye.
Oh, awesome. Lovely dog cameo there.
And I'm back. Nice to see you all.
Hello. Thank you so much for that demonstration. That was awesome. Loved it so much. All right, everybody, if you have any questions for Smarty Pants, feel free to pop them in the Q&A and I will read them out. But I will start with my first and favorite question, Smarty Pants. Are you open to multiple libraries booking you kind of together as a group?
Yes, two-part answer. Previously, pre-COVID, what we would do is if you had a library that was near you, we would do one in the morning and one in the afternoon, and we would definitely combine library systems. Here on Zoom, the more the merrier. If you can get together 10 libraries to watch my show and you have 1,000 kids, that's great. So to answer your question, pre-COVID and hopefully when we go back to doing libraries are welcome to team up and have me together doing more than one show in a day. Here on Zoom, the sky is the limit. I have a pro account, so there's really no limit. I could have 1,000 kids in my show. So the more the better is really the answer to that one.
Excellent. And then is the recording of your show, are libraries able to keep that posted on their website or social media?
Yes, they're welcome to really have it as long as they like. I know that sometimes it's hard for people to catch the show when it is live, and if libraries are booking my show, I really want them to get the maximum exposure from that. So I want as many eyeballs. So if you want to run the show on your YouTube channel, on your website, I really have no limitations. I'm always coming up with new shows. So I'm not worried about kids already kind of seeing the old shows because every show that I do is always going to have something different that the kids haven't seen before.
All right, thank you. Let's see, any questions, anybody? You're just doing such a good job answering them. All right.
I'll give an answer to a question. I think Mark touched on this a little bit about his pricing. Pricing is usually $3.99 for my show, but like Mark touched on, and a lot of librarians already kind of talking about, budgets are in flux, and I know that sometimes the pre-COVID, you had your budget. Now things are up in the air. I'd like to get $3.99 for my show, but I'm a lot more flexible now than I had been in the past, especially with Zoom, where I don't literally have to leave my house to come to your library. So travel fees, and travel time are fortunately not really an issue, so I'm a little more flexible on the price, especially since I know budgets are sort of in flux for a lot of libraries out there for 2021.
And I'm going to assume that probably includes multiple libraries with shows together.
It does. So I'd like to get $3.99, like Mark said earlier in the program. We have to make a living. This is my full-time job, but I understand, and I'm always open to discussing things.
Yes, you've all been super awesome about that. All right. Well, while we're waiting for any last questions that might load in there, Smarty Pants, you want to tell us just a quick bit about how you got into doing balloon comedy shows?
That is an interesting question, and I give all the credit to you. Librarians, 100,020%. Back years ago, I started just making balloons, like you may have seen a lot of people doing. And I was hired by a library to come and make balloons to a very long line of a very lot of people waiting. And the librarian called me about a month before the show. Before the event, rather. She said, "We're having like 1 million people register. I'm worried that people are going to be unhappy waiting on a very long line." And we don't want people unhappy at the library, waiting around, standing all their time waiting for balloons, not enjoying the other things. So why don't you just do your balloon show instead? That way everyone can enjoy it. And I said, that sounds like a great idea. And I hung up the phone and I said to my wife, "Dina, I'm supposed to do a balloon show." And she says, "What's a balloon show?" And I said, "I don't know." But like I said, my philosophy in life is you just say yes and you figure it out as you go. So that was about 14 years ago. And since then I've developed how can I use balloons to get kids excited about reading, get excited about life, and have fun. So balloons are mostly, while they are fun, they're really, in my opinion, a prop to get the bigger goals ahead to the kids out there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Smarty Pants. We love seeing your stuff today.
Thank you again. And if you have any more questions, you can always get in touch with me directly through my website.
Fantastic.
Bye,
Awesome.
everybody.
Thank you so much. All right, everyone. So that actually marks the end of this hour or this session of the Performer Showcase. A big thank you to all 3 of our performers and a thank you to all of the youth librarians who attended this session. So we're now going to be taking a break as we prepare for our next session. So if you need to take some time to get up, stretch your legs, answer a few emails, get some more coffee, recaffeinate, etc., whatever you might need to do, or I guess maybe get lunch since we're creeping up on that time. And then you can join us for our next session, which is going to begin at 1 p.m. And just a reminder that you can either just stay here on Zoom, or if you do decide to leave and rejoin, you can just use that same link that you used to join at the beginning of the session. So no worries about that. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending. And hopefully we'll see some more of you again at 1. Have a good one.